Do go on.
Anasko Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasko wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
A series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the Scaled Citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the Scaled Citadel and swept across Dasra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the Vortex. The Citadel itself remains in such a state, right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running, somehow preventing us from entering the Citadel. We cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrived. Your arrival and your interaction with Anasko shows that he can still be saved. The plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasko, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
Do you know the scientists out at the Mati station?
The old married couple? Azad and Shireen, if I remember right. I've met them a few times. They seemed a little eccentric, but were otherwise quite nice.
May the Great Serpent guide you.
Do you truly have no shame?
Well, look who it is. You have made quite a stir, and given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Reverend? Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the Scaled Citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way. Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and every one realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating. Indeed. All must serve. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the Council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process. The first convert in generations. The only one to have heard from the speaker since the disaster. Oh, I think they will listen. House Vetol owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this. I know. I have lost friends and colleagues myself. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully human form when killed, they often retain small shards that appear to be an almost crystallized version of vortex energy. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially termed, can appear from somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts, a seemingly organic manifestation of vortex. We have managed to collect enough to run experiments and have... well, they have no use.
There isn't. When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Perhaps you'll join our numbers embedded in the settled system.
This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
So, Akris has sent our newest reverend to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry, Jumal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction. Well, it's also an honor to meet one as interesting as yourself. I wouldn't have suspected an outsider to be made promised. But who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice? If only it were that simple. I know the Council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the House. They're being held hostage by zealots, and now they're demanding negotiations.
Taking hostages and negotiating? Doesn't sound like the zealots we're used to.
The Zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council or even the reinstatement of their house. House Maleen. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands. Yes, and it's exactly why I need the upper hand in these negotiations. I need you to find the hostages. Bring them home, so the Zealots have nothing to leverage, and Sahima can work with the High Council. Normally, I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action. And that is where the issue lies. I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahima, but I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get complicated. All must serve.
Something I can do for you?
There's something I need to talk to you about.
Our influence in the settled systems may be small.
To reiterate, I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahima. Their name is Merrick. This... Indeed, they are. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize. I'll get the information anyway.
I certainly hope it wouldn't come to that.
See that you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs.
You're no member of House Kadik. What are you doing here? And you are? Ah, the heretic turned promised. So tell me, what would a chosen one... I'm sorry, did you say zealots? What? Absolutely ridiculous. So, I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Razma where... And if you're here making demands, I see what's going on here. Easy. You ask me where Sahima is. Then you go back to Auntie Razma, and I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Razma 1,000 times. So, as far as I'm concerned... Oh, I don't think so. I suppose you have a point. All right, I'll let you in on their location. But remember, you're the only one that knows. If word spreads, I'll know exactly who's to... The location you're looking for is... It's an old Varun base that they've... Razma will know it. Let her... Watch your tone.
should have a talk. When you have the time, of course.
I envy you. As an honor,
I hope Merrick was forthcoming. You must have gotten the location. Ah, yes, the old Varun mill. If my intel is correct, the sooner the better.
Don't worry. If anyone can bring those hostages back safely, it's us.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about setting up the negotiations. I expect them to be pliable after their last encounter with you. The current plan is to hold them at one of the geothermal power stations. Meet us there when Sahima and the others are safe. Good. I'll stall the zealots as long. That being said, now, Jamal wants an update before.
Reverend, a word before you go. Tell me, Reverend, what do you know about the zealots? How magnanimous. The zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's Crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the zealots? I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Razma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the zealots, so the council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Razma hasn't informed the High Council.
I don't see how anyone could sympathize with such fanatics, let alone work with them.
Exactly. House Kadik already has a reputation. Razma wants the zealots to back. She's been employing them, paying them in The council knows nothing of her work. All elders have their own ambitions. What none of us expected was the disaster. The aftermath is what allowed the zealots to grab Sahima and the other. Razma has lost control. And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Kadik shouldn't be associating with zealots at all. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any. We need to cut ties with the zealots altogether. Exposing this information to the council would condemn not. I have no wish to tarnish our house or ruin. How astute. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Kadik and the zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Razma would blame the zealots.
And I thought zealots were bad. Now I'm not sure what disgusts me more.
Reporting this to Razma changes nothing. She'll merely keep using the zealots as needs arise. If you want that to stop, you'll see this through. I knew you'd be reasonable, Reverend. You'll receive payment when your work is complete. As you may have guessed, we can't afford any. When you arrived, the zealots had already killed the hostages. See that you do. I look forward to seeing you at the negotiations.
I'm listening.
Drowning as it is. Would you rather be out in the field among the heretics?
Transferring data to black box.
Oh, please, can you have him? I'd like to speak to
few moments. There's something